Jack, I really should be in bed.
Sleep is weakness.
And I am weak as hell. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning at Night. I am the Ranting Monkey. He's Jack. Say hi, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
Jack, how you doing tonight, man?
Tired.
Oh, me too, man. I didn't take a nap. I almost took a nap today, and I was like, no, I'm kind of enjoying being on a normal schedule. I can do a show tonight and still wake up in the morning. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, man. I have been enjoying being awake during the day. I've seen my wife a lot more the last 3 days than I have probably in the last month.
Oh.
And I like her. I don't know if you know that.
I have heard such tales. But does she like you? Is she like, man, I wish you'd go back to bed?
It depends on the day. Like this morning, she rightfully got mad at me, right? She wakes up before me and she's getting dressed. And I wake up and I'm laying there like, oh, please, would you just get up and go to the bathroom? Go so I can, please, please. And I'm thinking this in my mind. I'm not saying any of it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, she's not going. I have to. And I get up and I don't say anything because I'm not thinking. I'm barely awake. And I go into the bathroom and, pee. And I'm standing there. I'm like, oh, my God, I was just so fucking rude to her. I didn't mean, we have another bathroom. She goes upstairs anyway after she, does her morning routine. So it wasn't a huge deal, but just how rude I was. And I immediately apologized when I was done. I'm like, babe, I'm so sorry. So she has reason to get irritated with me from time to time.
Here, let me put this in perspective for Lady Monkey, should she ever listen to this. It was inconsiderate, but not rude, because rude is walking over, putting $100 bill on the nightstand, then going to the bathroom.
Indeed. Or just peeing on her.
Yeah, or leaving the seat down and peeing all over it.
Yeah. So, I mean, she puts up with me. I'm thankful that she does. Anyway, guys, we're here tonight to talk about our Congress. Jesus Christ.
Which, are similar to prostitutes.
You say similar, I say exactly the same.
No, prostitutes are better people.
They
know their place.
They probably have less disease too, if we're being honest.
Yeah, and they whores may be ratchets, but they know when to shut up and go. Real fast though, thank you Retro V Gamer for that generous donation. MITAM at night, Jack's back. The universe is finally back in alignment. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, if I wake up like I have been, or at least early enough, I do plan to do a show at 9 a.m. again. I'm enjoying doing a show at that time. I just want to do one around 9 or 10 at night as well, to cap off the day.
Yeah.
And on a day like this, we get a lot to talk about. I had no shortages this morning, and then tonight, the reason we're doing this is because, wow, what a day. It starts with the Attorney General deciding he's not going to testify, and actually Joe Biden, and not testify, he's not going to turn over the recordings of Joe Biden being interviewed by Special Prosecutor Hur, and Joe Biden claimed executive privilege on that. He claimed privilege so that Garland doesn't have to turn those over. Isn't there a conflict of interest of the president being able to claim privilege on testimony he gave?
Yeah, I would think so.
Shouldn't that be a decision for somebody else?
I think so, but no, privilege applies to Democrats, not Republicans.
It'll probably end up going through the courts, and the courts will probably side with Biden the same way they did with Eric Holder when he got held in contempt of Congress.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is all a bunch of show nonsense. Nothing would happen to Garland anyway, because who has to arrest him?
I mean, theoretically, you could have the Capitol Police do it, but they're not going to.
They're not going to.
No. Alphabet agencies are above the law. We just need to accept that.
Yep. So we'll take a look at this. We are on the crappy internet because we have been having storms just nonstop up here. I'm so tired of rain, Jack. But here's Garland being asked about this and why this is a good thing. Do you guys remember it wasn't that long ago that ignoring subpoenas was a bad thing? It was amazing watching all of these Democrats come out against subpoenas, the power of the congressional subpoena. They're like, no, it's only when it's Republicans that it counts.
Yeah, if it's a non-Democrat, then subpoenas are sacred and holy.
Yes.
If you subpoena a Democrat, you're committing some grievous, unforgivable sin.
Well, in this case, if you subpoena the records that, remember, supposedly they turned over the transcript of this. There should be no reason that they can't turn over the tape too, unless the transcript is wrong. Unless the transcript doesn't quite tell us everything.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they left a lot of gaps out where they're like, sir, wake up.
I remember this is a guy who starts talking in the middle of this, in the transcript that we read, about the dude getting his balls impaled.
Yeah.
So what did they leave out? Maybe it's probably being able to actually hear his speech pattern. But anyway, Garland's going to tell us why he's we shouldn't have turned that over.
Justice Department is a fundamental institution of our democracy.
The Justice Department is a fundamental part of our democracy. Remind me when the Justice Department became a thing? It wasn't at the founding, right?
No.
Because at the time we had state, treasury, the War Department. I don't remember the Justice Department existing back then. But it's fundamental, you guys. It's fundamental. I feel like he doesn't know what fundamental means.
Yeah, it was 1870.
1870. So fuck. We're after the Civil War.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
People depend on us to ensure that our investigations and our prosecutions are conducted according to the facts and the law and without political influence.
No oversight for us. We're special. Fuck you, Congress.
You are making the argument that we have to have faith in you. Well, there's a good way to restore that faith, Jack. Let us hear the actual tape. Let us hear it. Prove to us that there's no reason it needs to be hidden. Oh yeah, you got to have faith. We're like the Catholic Church. We can't show you Jesus, but you have to believe us. He's there. It makes sense. It makes sense in religion, Jack. It does not make sense in government.
Yeah.
Government.
You should never have faith in your government. That's right.
Religion is all about faith. Government's supposed to be about this is what we can show you. Anyway.
You know, before this rhythm, there comes some. Oh, sorry, wrong faith.
We have gone to extraordinary lengths to ensure that the committees get responses to their legitimate requests.
Oh, so you considered it an illegitimate request. Therefore, you don't have to respond to your oversight committee.
Yeah, and actually it was to the Judiciary Committee. The Oversight Committee has stepped in to hold him in contempt, but this all goes through the Judiciary, which does have oversight over him. And he has just decided that the people who have oversight over him are making an illegitimate request for this tape. Can you guys think of a situation where somebody has oversight over you where you get to say, no, I don't think so?
Yeah, if you pulled the shit with your boss, you'd be fired immediately.
Yeah.
But this is not one. To the contrary, this is one that would harm our ability in the future to successfully pursue sensitive investigations.
You've already given up the transcript. So how would this hurt anything by people getting to see the actual video? I need somebody to make that make sense for me. Because that makes no sense. Hey, we've already given them the transcript, but it will destroy our ability to have investigations if you actually hear what was said. How?
Because his boss might lose the election and he might lose his job. I am so glad this asshole's not a Supreme Court justice.
No shit. Again, I don't think too highly of Mitch McConnell, but thank him for that one.
Yeah. Well, you know, broken clocks.
Right. McConnell's a douchebag, but he got this part right. Anyway, we're not going to watch much or any more of this because it's just him.
Oh well, whoops! There he is.
This is what happens when I mute instead of hitting stop sharing the screen.
Oh,
whoopsie!
I'm just gonna leave for a second.
It's just him reiterating over and over again that he's above the law. Just in case you guys were curious about whether or not he was above the law, he is.
Just ask him. Yeah, he answers to no one except his overlord Biden.
And the sad reality is he's right.
He's not supposed to be right though. That's the problem.
He'll get away with rejecting the subpoena, and the rest of us will just have to eat it. Be like, he is above the. There's not a two-tiered system. It's supposed to be the same justice for everybody. No, it's not. We all know better.
Yeah.
Thank you, Keldrig. I have faith in the government to lie, cheat, and steal. I'll give you that one. I will give you that. But again, even then, it's not faith. It's that is just a matter of record. I mean, there's literally a congressman on trial right now for accepting bribes.
Yeah.
Oh, that dude is gonna get. The transcripts are probably redacted. They're absolutely redacted. We know there's parts of it that are redacted. That's what they want to fall back on. Like this part, it made him look even dumber. And we have to remember that, unlike with Mueller and Trump, Her did not find that hey, there's something here, but not really much. He's like, there's absolutely something here, but this dude's too old and frail for a jury to actually throw in jail. That was the argument. It wasn't that he didn't do anything wrong or there's just not evidence of wrongdoing. It's that he'd be too sympathetic to a jury as a doddering old man. Snub, thank you so much. Witnessed my uncle commit a felony when he went outside to pee, saw a grown man holding a little boy's dick. Oh, yeah, I'd have had to fuck somebody up in that situation.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to why we're really here, though, Jack. So the Judiciary Committee doesn't really respond to this. They don't hold him in contempt. So the Oversight Committee, run by Comer, they stepped in. And oh, what a shit show. Oh, what a shit show. Now, if you've been on Twitter, you've probably seen the follow-up, but we're going to start at the beginning of where everything goes bad, Jack. This is Comer is just about to tell Raskin that his time is up, and then the fireworks kick off. Dude, wait, where the fuck is it on my screen? There it is. Okay. Here we go. So yeah, this is Jamie Raskin. He's just finishing up, and Comer's going to ask if there's any other members that want to speak.
Member seek recognition.
Mr.
Chair
Chairman,
recognizes Ms. Green.
I'd like to know if any of the Democrats on this committee are employing Judge Merchan's daughter.
Now, in all fairness, this question should not be being asked right now. This is not relevant to the case that's at hand.
I agree, but I think that is a question that needs to be asked.
She's just being a bitch here.
Yeah, it's fun.
And I don't want to spoil it, but there is somebody on this committee.
Hey, Monkey, have you checked your slabs lately?
Yeah, I just checked them a moment ago.
Oh.
I just read the Keldrig one. Oh, wait. That's from yesterday.
Did you check any from, say, Frosted Glass?
I haven't gotten one from Frosted. Here, let me refresh again.
Snub, I just got the joke, and it's pretty fucked up.
I think you both missed the joke. I did, and it's a good thing I did, or I wouldn't have read it out loud because that one. It's not that I think we'll get in trouble for it, but that's pushing the line. That's almost a Shio joke.
I don't know who's worse. Those two seem to compete for like the most vile jokes imaginable.
Frosted, thank you. And you people thought I was crazy for logging all these genders in my memory bank. As soon as this lady on Twitter brought up gender identity, she stepped into my domain. Also, I called her ableist for telling you to take your meds. Tards are so much fun. Yeah, she is my longest running current toy. She shows up every so often to try to call me gay for wanting to have sex with vaginas. I don't know. And yeah, I saw Frosted stepped in there, and that was funny as shit.
Frosted knows his fake genders. I mean,
yes.
I'm still maintaining he owns that website.
Look, I'm not the one that decided all of this shit was real. You don't get to play both sides of it. Anyhow, so Marjorie, and sorry about that, Frosted. I did not get a notification. I had to refresh 3 times for it to come up, Jack. It's going to be one of those nights. Anyway, so our favorite AOC clone here, she's just being a bitch. It's all she's doing. It's perfectly within her right to do so as a congresswoman. She can ask whatever question she wants to or bring up any point, even if it's off topic, because that's who these people are.
Please tell me what that has to do with Merrick Garland.
I really hate that that's Crockett's voice. That is the hood rat's voice. Are we allowed to call her a hood rat?
I think that's an understatement.
That's how she presents herself. She can speak in proper English. I've heard her do it.
Yeah, she doesn't do it very often, though.
No, because she always goes into that stereotypical bullshit.
Yeah. Wait, I mean, look, black people, word of advice. You don't want to be stereotyped. Stop acting like the fucking stereotype.
Thank you, Wolf. I missed all this on Twitter because mine was put in a week-long time out for saying the protesters shoot themselves in the foot. Have a $5 on me. Thank you so much. Wait, you said they shoot themselves in the foot and you got in trouble for that?
That sounds right. Yeah. Gronk's been going overboard with the suspensions.
I was shadow banned all of yesterday.
Oh.
It was lifted today when I retweeted somebody calling somebody else a fat chick. Anyway, it was amazing. It was almost instantaneous from when I undid the retweet, and suddenly I was getting engagement again. Dangerous Spaces, thank you so much. Garland basically made a sovereign citizen argument. You're not wrong. You're really not. Okay, so AOC is asked, hey, anybody here donated to Marshawn's daughter or paid Marshawn's daughter? And Croc's like, what that got to do with Garland?
Oh, real quick. Thank you, Keldrick. I'm so jealous of Monkey. Ufio's sock puppet has me blocked, so I can't observe her retardation. She also has me blocked. I just noticed that.
Damn. See,
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons I don't think it's Ufio, because Ufio wasn't really a blocker.
He had me blocked for a short period, I think.
And Ufio was far more obsessed with me than Aaron is. Anyhow, they could be the same person. I don't fucking know. But anyway, so this is where everything kicks off.
Is she a porn star?
Oh, Goldman. That's right. He's advising. Okay.
That would be Representative Dan Goldman, the piece of shit from New York that we talked about this morning and we've talked about before. Wolf, thank you again. Yep, just saying that got me put in the corner. Have another because I haven't caught you guys live in a long while. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, dude. And for the donation. But thanks for being here.
Isn't Goldman the one that said that he helped prep Cohen?
Yes.
So he's paying the judge's daughter?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Yes.
That's a whole lot of
There was a clip going around yesterday where you can see it. I think it's on my timeline. We watched it this morning. But a congresswoman, I think it was on the Judiciary Committee brings that up. She points out $150,000 that Goldman has paid for services from Mershon's daughter.
Oh, so he's the one that's paying off the judge. Got it. I'm telling you, man, this whole thing is fishy. And the fact that one congressman has connections to both their lead witness and the daughter of the judge and has given her that much money, you can't tell me that isn't at least the appearance of impropriety.
Amazing Disgrace says Crockett goes on to talk about Trump instead of Garland on her turn. And she does it repeatedly, actually, because she gets several turns. What happened in this, because they have the motion to hold him in contempt. Everybody's allowed to put up amendments, and the Democrats who whine about having to be here at night and how long it's taking and how it's a waste of time all put up a bunch of amendments, and each of those amendments have a discussion period. It's not like when you see a normal House hearing where everybody gets 5 minutes. It's just whoever wants to speak, you can have a turn to speak. So several of these people, including Goldman, spoke repeatedly despite bitching about having to be there so long. Anyway, so
Do you know what we're here for? You know we're here about
just
AG.
I don't
Point
think
of-
you
point
know
of
what
order.
you're here
President.
for.
Well, you the one talking about. I guess
I
you still
think your
stuck in the
fake
courtroom.
eyelashes are messing up.
No,
what you're
ain't
reading.
nothing.
Hold on.
oh shit. That's what starts it off. I think your fake eyelashes are getting in the way. Marjorie, I think you're an idiot. I'm just going to be honest with you. I really do think you're just the AOC of the right. But that was funny. That was funny, and I'm sorry that we'll get back to it.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order.
Mr. Chairman,
That's beneath
would
even
you
you
please
engage
regain
in
order?
I don't know if you heard that. That is Raskin saying that's beneath even you.
I kind of doubt anything is beneath Marjorie Taylor Greene, but yeah, I mean it's
That
lack
is-
of decorum, but
That is a more personal insult than your eyelashes are getting in your way.
yeah.
That's
real-
beneath even you.
Real quickly, thank you, Cult of Krill, for that feminist donation. First time actually catching you guys live in a long time. Have money. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. We're glad you're here.
All right, we got to jump forward just a little bit. There's a whole bunch of chaos that happens there, and then everybody kind of shuts up so this idiot can speak. And then he tries to give a point of order that's not a point of order. It's in relation to Comer supposedly fundraising off of this committee, which would kind of it's not necessarily illegal, but it's an ethical issue.
So you're saying it's not a point of order, it's a point of personal privilege?
Yes. But he brings it up. What this guy asked for is for the clerk to decide whether or not Comer using it in this way is a violation of the ethics. Comer's in charge here. He's like, that's not a point of order. We're not addressing that. All of these people are shitbags. I just want to point that out for the record. But anyway, this is where my favorite actually gets involved, Jack. Streetwise AOC about to have her say.
That is absolutely unacceptable. How dare you attack
Meeting will
the
suspend,
physical
meeting will
appearance of another
suspend.
person?
Are your
She didn't attack the physical appearance of her. How dare you attack the physical appearance?
That's
She
where
didn't-
you're wrong. See, that's part of her gender identity. Her fake eyelashes and fake nails. Remember, costuming and clothing counts as part of you. So attacking their outfit or their clothing or their makeup is an attack on that person, and that person happens to be a minority.
She didn't say they were ugly. She said they were getting in the way. But anyway, AOC pissed. How dare you? Did you hear how dare you? And then she goes into her street voice.
Do you think if AOC and Marjorie Taylor Greene touch, the universe explodes?
Yes.
It's like antimatter and matter connecting.
It's yin and yang. Actually, it
Yeah.
brings world peace, Jack.
Or they start having sex right there on the floor of the
Oh
committee.
God,
Uh,
bestiality with an old lady. Ugh. I didn't make her a donkey. Anyway,
Acceptable. How dare you
Meeting will
attack the
suspend,
physical
meeting will
appearance of another
suspend.
person?
Are your
Move
feelings
her
hurt?
words down.
Oh,
Oh, girl, baby girl.
oh, really?
Don't even play with me.
Baby girl?
We're gonna
I hate when white kids act street.
I have to say that
AOC.
Taylor Green is winning this one
Yeah.
because she's like, oh, were your feelings hurt? Aw.
AOC, who grew up in middle class neighborhoods her whole life and then tried to pretend she didn't know what a garbage disposal was. Trying to pull off street is just one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's like watching any other middle class kid, but she's way too old to be pulling this shit.
Yeah. It's like way back when I was a kid, Jack, and the movie Colors came out, and some kids in our neighborhood started acting like they were in the movie. I'm like, stop it, please. You're embarrassing all of us.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
stop. Anyhow,
I don't
we
think
are gonna
so.
move and we're gonna take your words down.
I
Thank you very
second that motion.
So who will have?
look how mad she is. Grr. Now, the next part of this that's important, we can't really watch. I mean, we can watch it, but you guys will not be able to hear it. I had to turn my volume up to 50 to be able to hear what was being said.
Oh.
And just a reminder, I normally listen between 6 and 8. So you have to turn it up real loud, but they kind of break up and go into different places. And Marjorie Taylor Greene goes off to the right, and AOC has a conversation with the idiot sitting next to her, where she actually says she refused to apologize. She gonna learn. She actually says it like that, which is funny as fuck. She gonna learn. She forgot the today part, because that's how you gonna learn today. That's how, bitch, stop pretending. Stop fronting. That's how we'd say it when I was a kid, Jack. Stop fronting, bitch. You're a spoiled kid. Nobody believes that you're poor, that you grew up in the hood. Crockett, we believe, grew up in the hood. And it's not because she's black, it's because that bitch is ghetto. Eric, thank you so much. Our special ed is better than the left special ed. Ours is at least funny. That's true. That's true. But at one point, Marjorie Taylor Greene says something, and I have not been able to make out what she says. And AOC starts going, oh yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's go then. Come on, let's go. Like that skinny little bitch could hurt anything.
Yeah, she's gonna get up there and be like, they start making out, and then they're like, oh, Marjorie, oh, AOC.
Marjorie Taylor Greene's farm girl ass would do to AOC what AOC claims happened on January 6th. I can't say it any other way than that, Jack, because we'll get in trouble. They'll be like, you were threatening a congressman. I'm not. I'm just saying Marjorie Taylor Greene would beat that little skinny bitch down.
Yeah, easily.
Devin, thank you so much. Anybody else having trouble trouble in withhold Twitter no? I'm trying to figure out what was written there, dude. I'm not being mean. Anybody having trouble in withholding Twitter notifications? Mine keep getting turned off. I wonder if it's because of a shadow ban. Shadow bans don't normally get your stuff turned off. A real ban will. But shadow banning doesn't typically do that. That I would actually reach out to Twitter and ask them about that, because that shouldn't be happening. Thank you for the donation. Oh, she's short. Yeah, this is fucking insane. These are grown ass women. AOC's in her 30s now, up here acting like street kids in fucking YouTube videos. You're a fucking congresswoman.
Oh, you would think so, but
And as bad as Marjorie Taylor Greene is here, AOC just takes it to a level it doesn't need to be. But that's not where it stops. So you have the little, let's go, come on, let's go. And then it settles down for a minute and they bring order back. And, well, Jack, this next part happens, and dear God. Now, unfortunately, when I grabbed that, I couldn't get the clip from there. So we have to watch a clip from Twitter because it was still ongoing as we were starting the show. And trying to grab a specific time clip is a pain in the ass. But this is Miss Crockett. This is I know we're gonna get in trouble if I call her Hood Rat again. So this is the woman who goes out of her way to portray a black stereotype, even though she's also well educated and can speak articulately. And I'm not saying, oh my God, black people. No, she actually can, like any other member of Congress, she can actually speak in real English, and instead puts on this act. There's certain members of Congress who, when they give their speeches and stuff, they go into preacher mode. And it's funny to watch because they'll go from speaking like this immediately into stereotypical preacher.
Yeah, Hillary Clinton was notoriously hilarious for that.
Yeah.
Doing like the Southern drawl when it suited her.
Yeah. And this chick does it with hood speak, with ebonics. Why would you do that? But anyway, they get back and this kicks off.
I can't hear anything.
I'll try to get clarification. You know how to say
hear
clarification.
anything.
Oh, that didn't come through with, oh shit. Nothing came. Oh my. It's not even on the screen. That's why, Jack.
Oh, well, that might be related.
I'm actually glad because I need to give a warning to people wearing headphones right now. I don't want to turn this down because it quiets down. But as soon as I click play on this, it's going to get very loud. Okay? It's about to get very loud. In 3, 2, 1.
You just voted to do
Y'all did it first, so you don't want to talk about
voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get
Okay.
clarification.
Look at, calm down. Calm
No,
down.
because this
I
is
would
what
like
y'all
to get
do.
through
So
proceedings.
I'm trying
Hey,
to get
Miss
clarification.
Crockett, you're not
You don't wanna
recognized.
play
Miss
games.
I can't hear
Crockett.
you with your
And you
yelling.
don't want me
Calm
to be-
down. Can
No,
you please calm
don't
down.
tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Please
talk
calm
noise,
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take it.
control.
Because if I
Look,
come,
Chairman,
if I
can
come
we
and
send her
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a problem.
Chairman,
Yep, that was on the floor of the house. Or in the floor of this house meeting room.
Yeah, not the Waffle House. This is a committee room.
Mr.
Order.
Chairman.
All right,
Sorry.
chair.
I don't know why
Okay.
you're
Order.
acting
Chair
like
now
that.
recognizes
Not cute.
Miss Green for 4 minutes and 21 seconds. 4 minutes. Let Miss Green talk, and then I'll recognize.
But I
someone on
moved
this
to
side.
strike her words for a second time based on her second set of personal remarks attacking another member.
The second set of personal remarks we don't actually get in what we're seeing here. But again, they all attacked her. So
That's leftist privilege.
Chairman Comer,
Because you all cannot
I have an
seem
amendment at
to
the desk,
apply
and this
the
sideshow
rules of the
needs to
committee.
stop.
We have to do this every time.
Hey,
Okay,
Miss
I'm
Order,
recognized.
listen,
I'm recognized.
Order,
I'm going to
listen,
go ahead and
I-
start talking.
Look, I know. Look, I don't know if you've noticed it. I have 2 hearing aids.
what he says is really unimportant. The other part that is missed there, and I don't know why whoever was putting this out on Twitter skipped the best part of this, where when they come back and she asks for what kicks off all that fight right there is she says, and I'm gonna be paraphrasing. She says, so if I say that a skinny white bitch with strawy blonde hair, that's not a personal insult. I forget the exact insult she uses, but that gives you the gist of what she said. Like that's comparable to your fake eyelashes are in the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. It's stupid.
They're not even close to the same thing. And AOC comes up and then Marjorie Taylor Greene shoots back because at that point I feel like she did earn it. She did start it. I will throw that out there. But hers was a throwaway offhand remark that as a grown up, maybe you tell her to go fuck herself. You don't turn the floor of the house into a fucking schoolyard. I like when these people do insult each other and stuff. I really do. But this was like childish even for my taste. I thought women were the level-headed ones, Jack.
I'm surprised it didn't devolve into your mama jokes.
I am shocked nobody ripped off their weave to go run at somebody else.
Well, I think Marjorie Taylor Greene probably would have ripped the weave off, to be fair. Because, you have to
I'm
pull it
not
off
convinced
somebody
hers
else.
isn't a weave either. I'm being honest here.
No, hers is a wig. There is a difference.
Fair enough. One's easier to rip off.
Yeah.
So, yes, I'm not being racist there. I think that bitch is wearing one too. I just, this is, hey, the year of the woman, Jack. This is what we get for, hey, just hire women.
Yeah, this is what happens when you hire women, guys.
How the
Get
fuck
nonsense.
How the fuck you make the men in Congress seem rational?
Lowered standards. I don't know.
Jawal, thank you. Jersey Shore has more intelligent conversations. You're not wrong. And watching that show will make you retarded.
Yeah. Those people are retarded.
When they said that once on South Park, stop watching that. It's going to make you retarded. And it has always stuck with me. Oh, yes, that is what Jersey Shore is.
I never understood the appeal of that show. Those people were all disgusting people.
Indeed. Over on the Streamlabs, thank you so much, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist $12. And I did see it. I just got distracted. I was getting to it. I'm sorry. It took me a moment. I do appreciate you pointing it out because there have been ones I've missed. It says, women really proving why the 19th needs to be redone. All emotion.
Yeah.
Look, we've had in our Congress, I mean, a man attacked with a cane before over stupid, petty shit. And I'm not saying men are better, but this was just childish. I'm going to be honest. I expected better from women. And then I saw it. I'm like, no, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, have you been around larger groups of women?
Yeah, you can't have this many women together. It's going to cause fights. There's going to be cliques. Somebody's getting beat up in a bathroom.
Yeah. I mean, if Nadler had been in there, the estrogen level would have been through the charts.
It would have been.
Thank you.
And so would the number of titties. What?
That's true. Saggy titties would have outweighed the percentages there. Thank you, Frosted Glass. I'd support a lifetime term for any congressman who said, I guess their cycle's synced up.
Oh, hell yeah. If just one of
speaking
these guys had the nerve to do that.
Right? Speaking of which, I got some stickers for Justice for Walk in today that I ordered off Frosted's spring store.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they're really nice. They're almost as cool as the ones I'm shilling in my spring store. But yeah, they're really cool. And I'm really excited to put them on places where they shouldn't be.
Moon says, I don't think AOC got her daily bag of oats. You're probably right. Save yourself. Thank you so much. Some dollary dues for you and Jack to split. Keep up the good work, lads. He says, I almost called us kids. We're not kids. We are lads, though. Thank you so much. That's very, very generous. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Savior.
The rest of this hearing, and I did keep an eye on it. It is just a shit show, Jack. It's Republicans going, hey, we need to hold this guy in contempt. You guys held everybody else in contempt. Why don't you guys have the same standards here? And the Democrats going, oh, you guys were fine with subpoenas not being answered. Well, why is that okay? And then also whining about it taking too long and irrelevant topics. One lady, Stansbury, that fucking bimbo, she spent her entire time basically trying to mock the Republicans for going to Donald Trump's trial today.
I saw that. That was fucking dumb.
She brought pictures blown up of them in the courtroom, which I was shocked because I didn't think you were allowed to have cameras in there.
I don't think you are, but
so
yeah,
maybe
rules don't apply. I mean, look. she's probably friends with Dan Goldman, and he arranged it with his buddy, the judge.
Maybe. Because she claims that this is you guys in court for. She said it. That's what I'm going by. Maybe it was actually outside the courtroom, or they met somewhere else beforehand to leave together. But it's what she said, not me. Can't blame me for her being an idiot. But I'm watching her, and this is after Dan Goldman had spent quite a bit of time whining about having to be there so late. Why do we have to be here so late? And it just amazed me. Like, you guys are the ones who are dragging it out. Every time they had a vote, this is a committee hearing, right? Every vote tonight was 23-19. The Republicans had 23, the Democrats had 19. Yet every single vote, which is originally taken as just a yay-nay vote, Raskin demanded an actual count. So they'd stop and go through the count just to find out, oh, look, it was 23-19 again. But they had the nerve to bitch about how long they've been there and being there so late.
Yeah, it's that whole thing where they cry out while they hit you. They're claiming victimhood for things they're creating.
Yeah.
That's just the normal way of things these days, sadly.
That hearing could have been about 3 hours shorter if they'd have just shut the fuck up and done their job. Hey, it was a foregone conclusion that this was going to pass the committee. It doesn't mean he's held in contempt because it's still got to go before the full House. But it was going to get passed. None of the amendments that the Democrats offered was going to be put on there. Any that the Republicans did was going to be. But they got to drag that shit out to be petty little shitheads. I like a dysfunctional Congress, Jack. I really do. But there's a difference between dysfunctional and just wasting fucking time.
Somebody said on Twitter, I'm sorry, I forgot who it was, that I expected one Camacho, not an entire Congress of them.
Yeah. AOC is always a nay vote. Stop it, dangerous. Thank you for the donation. Well played. Monkey wants government to be efficient. No. I want them to be efficiently inefficient. That's what I want. I don't want them wasting time as they don't get anything done. Does that make sense?
Yeah, they should be really good and quick at getting nothing accomplished.
Yeah. If there's a real thing that comes up, by all means, take the time to investigate it and get it passed or whatever. But most of what they talk about is just nonsense. Everybody knew how this was going to come out, Jack. And instead of them just being adults about it and going, all right, we're just going to go ahead and take the vote right now, get this over with. Instead, we got a cat fight on the floor of the House. I keep saying floor of the House. That's not technically true. It's in a meeting room in the House, but on one of the floors of the House. You have 3 grown-ass women acting like they're trying to get on World Star videos.
Well, maybe that's their new voting, campaign strategy.
I watched a committee meeting of the Senate down there in Georgia today. It's kind of about Fannie Willis, but it was not really about that. That's how it was billed, which duped me in. But I was watching it, and it was amazing to me how civil everybody there was. Democrat, Republican, they were all civil to each other. They made their points. Some I agreed with, some I didn't. But I not once did I go, that guy's a fucking retard. I say that every time I watch our national Congress.
Yeah, well, I mean, they are kind of fucking retards. So
when the Georgia Senate is running better than the United States Congress, maybe, and I'm just throwing this out there, we take the people in this Congress and just replace them with, the people in the state houses. Because these people are fools.
I think fools is giving them a lot of credit they don't deserve.
Cat fights are supposed to be in the mud pit of the House. Yeah.
Right. Wait, is that code for butt stuff? Because that one dude already did all that.
That's true. That is true.
Real quick, thank you, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist donation. Money wants purposeful gridlock, not teenage fighting. Stalemate with a purpose. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. And even then, just more efficient inefficiency, because this could have been done in 15 minutes. Could have been done in 15 minutes. Raskin gets an opening statement. They actually had to stop, and there was a fight because Raskin objected because a film crew came in. And I forget who they were filming, but somebody points out, not one of you fuckers objected when Hunter Biden came in with a film crew.
Yeah.
To which Raskin went, yeah, I withdraw.
I forgot about that one.
Whoops, I forgot we were completely shitbags on that. Good night, young geezer. Have a good one, my friend.
Later,
All
young
right.
geezer.
Jack, that's going to wrap that up unless you have more to say about these fucking retards.
No, these people are all stupid, and appalled by how incredibly inept they are for what we expect them to be able to do.
Yeah. I'm not asking for perfection. Again, I want them to be as inefficient as possible because the less they do, the better off we are. Because in most cases, even if they're arguing about something that is relevant to our lives, they fuck it up.
Of course they do. Because it's all about them. It's not about us. They don't give a shit about the little people. They're better than us. They're a sophisticated elite.
That all kicked off over a fucking comment about fake eyelashes. And not even an insult about how they looked.
No, that should just been ignored and moved on and act like proper grown-ups, and Marjorie would have looked like an idiot. But they can't. They have no self-restraint.
The histrionics, the absolute fake outrage from AOC. How dare you attack somebody's appearance? Shut up, you fucking idiot. I do not understand how that woman's still in Congress. Once Chai Cat left, or Sai Cat Chakrabarti left, she has not said anything intelligent since. And then it wasn't even really intelligent. It was just better phrased.
Yeah. I think, unfortunately, people just don't pay attention.
Yeah, I guess. All right. This doesn't have the good video. Krasenstein, you suck. You'll get the gist. I'm not even sure we can put these on the screen. We'll probably get in trouble for this one, Jack. Outside the courthouse today, these balloons were flown. It's the rocket ship from Austin Powers.
It's true.
That's all that is. That's YouTube. That's the rocket ship from Austin Powers. They're like to the moon. But there were a couple of faces on there. And Brian this is Ed Krasenstein. He had a problem with that. He had a problem. He says, if liberals did this and put Trump's face on Dicks of Hazzard balloons in New York City like one conservative artist did with the faces of Alvin Bragg, Judge Engron, Judge Mershon, and Jack Smith, imagine what would happen. You'd have a baby. Instead of Republicans cheering it on and celebrating in the event of the social media, they'd be ridiculously claiming the artist is a pedo. No, Edward. We do that when you guys do things like say it's perfectly normal for a grown man to shower with his daughter who clearly thinks it's wrong to be showering with dad still.
Yeah.
Or like when you backed up your brother on, no, it's perfectly normal for a strange man to be on a bicycle naked with his dick in a 4-year-old's face.
Yeah, they do seem to have a weird comfort level with nudity around children. I find that suspect.
They'd be blaming the artist for allowing young children to see balloons of male genitalia floating over their heads. You probably have some people who went a little too far that way. I'll give him that. Most people would just go, that's kind of crass, which it is crass. I have no problem saying that. It's crass. They're dick balloons, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, it's immature.
You guys get called groomers and pedophiles because you back up stuff that is pedophilic, like putting a dick in a child's face.
What?
An actual dick, not a balloon dick, a real one. How dare you suggest that?
Real quick. Thank you, Dixie Rose, for that feminist donation. What a big flap over fake eyelashes. Right?
Mm-hmm. All right. Where is that other story I wanted to talk about? Because this needs addressed. I'm tired of seeing this shit, and I cannot believe they actually did this, but it is a real thing. Queer Planet will be released in June. The documentary by NBC is focused on LGBT plus tolerance among the animal kingdom. I went and watched the trailer for this show, Jack.
Yeah.
And it's a bunch of gay people telling me how gay is okay because animals do it. Does that lion underneath there look like he's enjoying that?
No. Also, it's usually a form of domination when animals do that.
Yeah. That lion is being raped right now by human standards.
Yeah.
I'm tired of hearing the comparison to animals because they love that one. Let's talk about other things animals do. Do you know what happens when a lion takes over a pride? The first thing the lion does?
Kills the children that aren't his.
Kills and eats. Don't forget that
Yes,
part, because
well,
they're
that,
cannibals too.
Yeah.
Kills and eats the children. Hey, animals do it. I guess it's okay.
Yeah.
I guess it's all right.
Rape, murder, steal, cannibalism. See, we got quite a litany here. Is that really the path you want to go down? I mean,
I think somebody said it best in the Twitter comments. They said we're supposed to be better than them.
Yeah, we're supposed to be the paragon of animals.
Here's the thing. Your argument for gay is we're grown-ass adults. It's none of your fucking business. There's your argument. Pointing to something like, don't forget, incest is part of the animal kingdom.
Yeah.
Nala and Simba were related. Y'all know that, right?
Hate fact.
They had the same daddy. They had different moms, but their daddy was the same.
Stepbrother, what are you doing?
Right.
He waited until she got stuck in a dryer.
They also start having sex right at what would be human puberty as soon as they're able to breed.
Oh, so they're Muslim lions.
Yeah.
Oh.
By human standards, they're pedophiles, cannibals, murderers, rapists, torturers, incestuous pedophiles. I don't know why they keep pointing to fucking animals to make you guys do understand how bad that makes this look, right?
Oh, animals are also exhibitionists, so it is kind of like a pride march.
Yeah. They do just stick their dick right out. My cat, you know what she loves to do? She lays right in the window upstairs with her crotch facing out to clean it.
Oh.
Yeah, Phoebe's an exhibitionist.
Yeah, most animals are because they don't give a shit. They're not capable of higher functioning.
She does it on purpose, I am positive.
Yeah, because they're like, look at that. Look at my butthole.
She's showing the dogs next door. She's telling them to kiss her ass.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just really tired of this dumbass argument. And this goes to the arguments for gay marriage and just gay acceptance. So many of those arguments were bad. And it looked like we were getting away from the bad arguments. Even Born This Way has been dropped because nobody believes that shit. Because Born This Way kind of goes against the trans narrative.
Well, it also hurts the gay community because they're also pro-abortion.
Yeah.
And if you are born that way, there's going to be genetics involved, and then you can have tailored children. So since they don't really want Downsy kids, right, Netherlands, then they're going to start. Well, my kid's going to be gay. Okay, I'm going to abort this one, and that's a big problem for the gay community.
But this is going to be put out there as propaganda from NBC. Like, look, see, Gay's fine because animals do it. Gay is fine. I don't give a shit if you're gay. Knock yourself out. But
That's
why
a
are you
terrible
telling me that your inability to control your animal urges? That's what you're saying. I'm no better than an animal. Then I don't want you near children or other people.
Yeah, that used to be the argument against homosexuals was that they couldn't control themselves and that they were pedophiles.
Yeah. And
Ralph
this is
was a homosexual.
And this is NBC going, yep, it's all true. Without realizing that's what they're doing, because all they see is, oh, look, we have an argument to make. Lefties are fucking dumb. They're fucking dumb. It's just like when they make their arguments for affirmative action and stuff. Black people, they're just not smart enough to keep up with the white people. You didn't really mean to say that, did you? It's what you said.
Yeah.
But you're too goddamn stupid to put any thought into what you say.
Look, poor people are just as good as the white people.
Just as good as the white kids. Oh, fuck me. Oh, God. Guys, we talked about that kicker. What's his name again? Butker this morning. And afterwards, I saw this on Twitter. I know this is a strange concept for conservatives, but it's a strange concept for conservatives to grasp, but maybe let women choose what's right for them. Whether that include children, homemaking, rocket science, childlessness, traveling the world, or whatever they feel passionate about. A woman having freedom of choice probably melts your brain, but I promise you'll be fine. Just want to remind you that what he said is that he believes that women are going to be more fulfilled and happy if they have children and become a wife. He didn't say it should be fucking mandatory. He didn't say women can't do that. He gave his opinion. But I saw and read it. I often do this, Jack, and I'll read something and then I'll look to see who said it. It was Jamel Hill.
Of course it was.
Of course it was. Like, oh, yeah, you didn't even bother listening to what was said. And it's amazing. It is amazing how many people are making that same fucking argument. Exactly, Faithless. Nobody was arguing about compulsion. And remember, the crowd went wild for what he said. He was giving talk at a Christian college. And they were all on board with it. It was all of the people who don't believe in Christianity and family values or anything like that are like, how dare he say that?
Yeah, they're going to Tim Tebow that dude.
You don't have to live by what he said. Oh, speaking of which, this is an update to the story, guys. Jack, have you followed the story at all?
What story? I'm on a different screen.
This story of what's his name? Harrison Butker, the kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs.
I saw a little bit about it, but I saw the speech. It was a pretty good speech.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with that speech, but all these fucking losers had to throw their fit. We'll throw them on screen so you guys can see them. So the city of Kansas City put out a tweet half doxing him, telling people what town he lived in. And then they took it down and said that it had been posted in error. That's
bullshit.
That is their wording. We apologize for actually they said we apologies. They forgot the Z in there.
Jeez.
We apologies for our previous tweet. It was posted in error. It wasn't an error. You did it on purpose. The AG of Missouri wants to know who did it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the AG is like, this is some bullshit.
Good.
So somebody might actually be getting in trouble for that one.
Good. Thank you, John, for the donation there. He says, welcome back, Jack. Thank you. Thank you. Unfortunately, due to life circumstances, I usually cannot be on the show at morning time. So unless it's really early in the morning, that's why I've been missing shows.
Yep, and I've been telling people that I wanted to do a night show because I knew we'd had a much better chance of getting you on here, and I missed you.
Yeah. Dad came through surgery okay, so far anyway, so he's in recovery. So I want to let you know.
Awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dark Resurrect, over on the Streamlabs for that feminist $12. The left want to destroy the concept of family That is one of the major points of communism. Break the family and replace it with the party. True story. Look, guys, I know some of you probably get tired of hearing me say communism and blaming it for everything, but it is amazing how many of our problems have a root in communism. Whether you're talking about the environmental bullshit, the destruction of the family, the absolute destruction of the black family, all of this is done by communists on purpose. It is part of their agenda. This is not even hidden. It's just real. And yeah, we cannot be putting up with communist bullshit. It is leading us down a very, very, very bad path. Now, I want to find that one. Here it is. I don't think I have the article where I can bring it up. I forgot to, well, I did archive it, but I forgot to save the archive.
I've done that.
This is good enough, and I could get it back pretty easily, but I really want to show what Jim Acosta said, because that dude's a fucking cunt.
He always has been.
Oh, no, wait for this one, Jack, if you haven't seen it.
No.
This is dirty even for him. To quote Mr. Raskin, this is beneath even him. Cult of Krill, thanks so much for that feminist $12. Remember the Kansas City sign that said they welcome X number of tourists anally instead of annually? KC isn't sending their best. Was that Kansas City that did that?
I mean, look, football fans, football people aren't known for their English degrees. No offense.
No, I'm fine with that. You're right. I did not waste money on an English degree.
God, no. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you're thinking of getting an English degree, don't do it. It's worthless.
All right. So Jim Acosta shares this New York Times story. At Justice Alito's house, a Stop the Steal symbol on display. Dun, dun, dun.
That's not what that means.
Oh, but wait for it. And he says the New York Times at Justice Alito's house, a Stop the Steal symbol on display in the days after January 6th. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Their proof that this is a January 6th display is that some people at January 6th had their flags upside down too.
Yeah, it's supposed to mean distress. Like the country or the ship that you're on is in distress. It's not a January 6th symbol.
No, not at all. And the reason that this was done, and this is from Alito, it was actually done by his wife. He didn't do it. It's because of a dispute they're having with one of their neighbors. That's why it was hung this way.
And he didn't bother to look into that at all?
No. By the way, this was done on January 16th. Then the days after. Yeah, it's more than a week after, sure.
Yeah, it's like 10 days. Fuck off.
But the real reason they did this is because you can't see it here, but if you pull up the New York Times article, get a pretty clear picture of Justice Alito's house. This is the New York Times and that shitbag cunt face Jim Acosta doxing Supreme Court justices because they don't like the abortion ruling. In fact, if you look at the little blurb underneath the author on the New York Times page, it tells you that this person follows the Supreme Court and specifically mentions the Roe decision. They're doxing a fucking U.S. Supreme Court justice over bullshit. Have I told you guys how little respect I have for our press? Have I told you how much I hate these shitbags? And I was on that train long before Donald Trump jumped on it.
Yeah.
Because these people are bad people. They are really bad people. And for all of their talk, these are the people who tell you stochastic terrorism is a real thing and then engage in what they believe it is. Well, hey, no, We're just providing facts. The fact that we actually showed you his fucking house. Why couldn't you tell that same story if the symbol is that flag being upside down? Why couldn't you tell that story with just the flag?
Yeah, you could have cropped that image significantly, I'm sure.
Peppy Hair, thank you so much. That flag was just doing a barrel roll on my command. Well played. But yeah, this is some fucking bullshit, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I expect nothing less from most American journalists these days. They are scumbags. And if they don't like you, they will destroy you. That is their purpose. That they are not impartial. They are impartial in the sense that they think they're impartial, but they are out to destroy people's lives. Life ruination is a dangerous path for anyone to take. Eventually, you come across the wrong person to do that to.
Donald Trump can't bring up very real issues with Judge Merchan because it's intimidating.
Yeah, he's not even allowed to talk about the judge's daughter fundraising off this trial.
Yeah.
Which should be a headline everywhere.
Jim and the chick over at the New York Times, they can blast out the justice's home as intimidation.
Yeah.
If Donald Trump posted the same picture, but this was Merchan's house, they'd be like, oh my God, they're trying to get him killed.
Yeah, they would absolutely cry foul.
And not just cry foul, they would actually say he's trying to get him killed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's important.
That.
And it's important because that tells us what they're trying to do here.
Yeah, they always blame you for what they're trying to do.
Thank you, Keldrick, who says, as the saying goes, we don't hate the press enough. I promise you, no matter how much you hate them, no matter how much I hate them, it's not enough. They're bad, bad people.
Real quick. Thank you, Frosted Glass, who says, Jim Acosta does a handstand. Other journalists? No, I said we need a photo of an upside down flag. Ladies, find you somebody that loves you as much as Jim Acosta loves Jim Acosta.
We have to talk about this story, even though we don't have, I don't have all of the data in front of me. One of Fauci's aides, Lawrence Tabak, I think is how you pronounce it. It just came out that there's emails from him talking about how to delete evidence.
Yep.
So that it can't be found if it's subpoenaed or FOIA requested.
Yeah, I saw this. This shouldn't be surprising to anybody.
No, it really shouldn't. But I just want to point out that the argument made against Trump, and not just Trump, but the January 6th defendants as well, about obstructing an official proceeding, the way that it's used against them is wrong. The way the law was written, it was actually to stop exactly what this guy's bragging about in emails.
Yeah.
It was for evidence destruction. That's what it was about. You think this guy's going to face any problems?
No.
Think Fauci or any of the other ones who were involved are going to face any?
No, they won't get anything ever. They're above the law. These guys are all powerful deep staters. There's no way any of them are ever held to account.
Well, this is why I'm actually surprised when we do get FOIA requests that show people in a bad light, because deleting something's really not that hard.
It's not, but every now and then, you know what happens is there's some honest person that actually works at these agencies. It's like, oh, hell yeah, I'm filling this one. And then they'll probably lose their job and go to jail. But that's the only reason some of the stuff absolutely slips through the cracks, is there's one or two honest people in those agencies that actually is willing to do the job.
Yeah, 100%. And even then, sometimes a large portion of it's redacted, which probably has their own name in it, if we're being honest. Thomas Massey today introduced a bill. It's not going to go anywhere, but he introduced the End the Fed bill, which led me to have an economic argument on the Twitter machine.
You were arguing with communists again, weren't you?
No, actually, I was arguing with Man Squatch, me and him normally get along.
Yeah.
But he made the comment that if we got rid of the Fed, it would be devastating. I'm like, no, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. And he brought up the economic troubles of the 1840s. I'm like, and how it lasts for about 30 years to get over it and all that. And I'm like, yeah, the Fed didn't come around for another 50, 60 years after that.
Yeah. They came around under Woodrow Wilson, right?
Yeah, it's
Early 1910s.
1912, I think it was.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah. And it was after we had the Fed that we had the massive stock market crash.
Yeah. There's a great book called The Monster of Jekyll Island, because Jekyll Island is where they met to create the Fed.
Mm-hmm.
Great book. Highly recommended.
Yeah, the Fed, one, is an absolutely illegal entity. And I know, how dare you say it? No, it's true. Do you know who has the power to print money?
Treasury, right?
The United States Congress.
Hmm.
It's in their purview, and they did what they do with so many other things and kicked it to someone else.
Yep.
The Fed has been around for a long time, and Mansquatch studied economics in school, so I understand where he's coming from. I just disagree. If you take economic courses, you'll be taught Keynesian bullshit. You'll be taught we have to have the Fed. We have to have an income tax, despite the fact that we still went longer without an income tax than we have with one, Jack.
Yeah, I think the progressive income tax is a scam.
Yeah. But these are all things that the elites have pushed upon us that's what they're taught. They're taught that when we have no money, you got to spend a bunch. Because that makes a lot of sense. Just stimulate the economy.
Yeah.
With money you don't have. Try that in your own life and see how it works out. When your bills, you're not being able to make them, go out there and spend a whole bunch of fucking money you don't have to stimulate the economy and see how it works out for you. But that is a principle of economics that's just accepted by economists. No, Keynesian makes sense. No, it doesn't. It's absolutely fucking retarded, and that's why we have a $34 trillion debt. But anyway, Massey introduced the End the Fed bill, and David Hogg came out.
Oh, that's who I saw talking about this.
His dumbass said, I'm going to have to paraphrase because I'm not pulling up his tweet. He said, this is insane. Somebody needs to read history. I'll bite. What history? David didn't answer, though. I'm not shocked because David's a retard. Just saying somebody needs to read history doesn't make it true.
Yeah. And if you're going to read history on the Federal Reserve, read G. Edward Griffin's book, Creature from Jekyll Island.
Yeah, look into the reality of the Fed. The Fed is a bad idea.
Absolutely.
Our founders were against a centralized bank.
Yeah, because the church or the English were doing that shit and screwed over people they didn't like. Real quickly, though, thank you, Cult of Krill, for that feminist donation. Don't forget that all of the prominent people who opposed the Fed were on the Titanic. We don't talk about that. That's how you end up getting mysteriously disappeared.
Rick Ashbringer says, we had an income tax before the current one. What changed was the apportionment. Before, the 18th Amendment, whatever one gave us the income tax, there were taxes, but they were done as needed, not on a continual basis. The way that they were laid out was, as you mentioned, different apportionment, but it's nowhere near the kind of income tax we have now. In fact, our founders rolled in their fucking graves when they passed that shit.
Yeah. There was also the fact that a lot of the taxes that were done were more property tax.
Yeah. And if you look at that time in history, David, you want to talk about history? We get the Fed, we get the national income tax around the same time. And economists will tell you it takes about a decade for policies to actually make real changes to the economy. And after the income tax passed, it's just about a little over a decade after the stock market crashes. Totally coincidental. Totally.
No,
coincidental.
totally.
Yeah, we get in the Fed, we get the income tax, and then the economy tanks so bad people start starving in the United States.
Nothing to see here.
Good job.
Nothing.
On the plus side, a bunch of New Yorkers did jump out the window. No, it's not nice. That's not nice. I'm sorry. I
Were you
apologize.
talking about 9/11 or the stock market crash?
Stock market. Remember that they told us that in school. You had stockbrokers jumping out the windows. They told that to kids. You think they do that these days?
No, because everybody's a bunch of pussies these days. When we were kids, we were like, oh, wow.
These boys just jumped because everything went to shit.
Well, at some point, you just got to weigh your options.
You're like, I'm going to go pretend to be gay in a Muslim country.
I believe I can fly.
That was horrible. All right. I really do hate to do this because I know we're barely over an hour, but I have got to go to bed. I am so goddamn tired, Jack. I've been up since 6, man. I've been up since 6. Have a little pity on me.
Yeah, I suppose.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming and hanging out. Tomorrow, I hope to do a show earlier so we can get a full show in. No promises, just saying. And I do hope to do one in the morning. Hopefully, I'm awake by 9 so I can get something done there. And not just by 9, Jack. I need to be up by like 7 so I can actually have something to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Because otherwise, guys, I'll talk about movies or something. I like to hear myself speak.
That's okay. Something.
Yeah. Thank you guys for the donations. Thank you for coming and watching, and for all of you who share our stuff and tell your friends and your family. We really appreciate everything you do for us. Jack, anything you want to show?
I'll drop some links to some cool stuff, mostly because I need the watch time. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate all the well wishes for Dad and all the support you guys give us, because those donos really do help. And it's great to see you guys come out and seeing familiar faces in the chat.
Monk needs to go destroy the world. Hey, I've got the last 3 nights I've slept just fine, and nothing bad has happened.
So you claim.
I mean, I'm sure something bad happened somewhere, but no major national news happened. The curse has been broken. I don't know why.
I doubt that. It's building up to something worse.
It's just that not every time I sleep does something horrible happen. It goes in cycles. I'm just saying.
Fair
Jinx
enough.
it. Hey, if it does jinx it, it makes sure I have something to talk about in the morning.
That's fair.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. Jack, a pleasure as always, my friend.
Always glad to be here.
Say something else, I'm yawning.
You guys are awesome, and you're beautiful people.
I knew that shit was going to happen too. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. Jack, seriously, dude, I've missed you, and I'll do 2 shows a day just to make sure we can chat.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. But everybody take care of yourselves. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye, everybody.
I don't have a song, go away. Pretty sure David Hogg is fucking gay, which is okay.